Dear one, if your body feels tired of holding what your heart can't say, you are not alone. Some days you wake up and your shoulders already feel heavy. Your jaw is tight before you've even spoken, and there's a quiet ache, maybe in your back, your neck, your hips, your belly, that seems to whisper, "I'm still carrying something." I want you to know something right away. There is nothing wrong with you. You are not failing at life because you still feel hurt. You are not too sensitive because your body reacts when your mind tries to move on. Resentment can live inside us like a clenched fist we keep hidden in our pocket. We don't show it to the world, but we feel it, and over time that fist gets tired. Maybe you've told yourself you should be past this by now. Maybe you've tried to forgive, but it felt like you were forcing your heart to do something it wasn't ready to do. Maybe you've been carrying anger that you never allowed yourself to express because you had to be the strong one. Or maybe, sweetheart, you have resentment toward yourself because you didn't leave sooner, didn't speak up, didn't protect yourself the way you wish you had. Let's take a gentle breath together, right now, in and out. This is an invitation, not a demand. We are not here to push you. We are here to soften. We are here to listen. And we are here to begin releasing resentment in a way that honors your story, respects your boundaries, and may help your body feel safer over time. I'm sharing what I've learned about the mind-body connection, how our thoughts, beliefs, and emotional patterns can influence how we experience our bodies. This is not a replacement for medical or professional care. It is a loving practice you can add to your journey. And many people find that as they change their inner conversation, their bodies begin to respond with more ease, more openness, more breath. So let's begin gently, dear one, because you deserve relief, you deserve peace, and you deserve to come home to yourself. Resentment is often not anger. It's unfinished pain looking for a safe place to land. Sometimes resentment forms when something happened that felt unfair, and we never got to say what we needed to say. Sometimes it forms when we were dismissed, minimized, betrayed, or controlled. And sometimes it forms in childhood when we learned we had to swallow our feelings to survive. Resentment is not proof that you are a bitter person. Resentment is often proof that you cared, that you hoped, that you wanted love, respect, safety, or understanding. It can be the mind's way of saying, "That mattered to me." It can be the heart's way of saying, "I was hurt." And the body, sweetheart, the body listens. I've learned that the body doesn't argue with our thoughts. It simply responds. If we live in a constant state of inner defense, bracing, guarding, replaying, preparing, our muscles tighten, our breath becomes shallow. Our nervous system stays on alert, even when the danger is not present. You may have noticed it. When you think of that person, that moment, that memory, your body reacts as if it is happening now. The shoulders rise, the stomach turns, the throat closes, the heart beats faster. That is not weakness. That is the body's intelligence. It learned to protect you. Now here is the beautiful part. If the body can learn protection, it can also learn safety. If it can learn to brace, it can also learn to soften. And this is how release begins. Not with force, but with awareness and compassion. I discovered something in my own life. When I judged myself for my feelings held on tighter. When I shamed myself for being angry, the anger became stubborn. But when I said, "Of course you feel that. Of course you're still tender," something inside me loosened. Love does that. Love loosens knots. So I want to offer you a simple truth, and I want you to repeat it softly. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, I am allowed to feel what I feel. I am allowed to heal at my pace. I am allowed to release the burden when I am ready. Let's practice something right now. Place one hand on your heart if that feels comfortable, or place it on your belly. Feel the warmth of your own touch, and say to yourself, "Dear one, I hear you." Pause. "Dear one, I'm listening." Pause. Dear one, you don't have to carry this alone. And take another breath, in and out. You are beginning. That matters. Even this moment is a shift. Releasing resentment does not mean what happened was okay. It means you choose not to carry it in your body. This is so important, sweetheart. Many people resist release because they believe it equals approval. They fear that if they let go, they are saying you were right, or it didn't matter, or you can do it again. No, dear one. Releasing resentment is not giving someone a free pass. It is giving yourself freedom. It is saying, I will not keep paying for what happened with my peace. It is saying, I deserve to feel safe inside myself again. And boundaries can remain. Wisdom can remain. Lessons can remain. You are not asked to forget. You are not asked to pretend. You are not asked to put yourself back in harm's way. Release is an inner act. It is a choice to stop gripping the hot stone. Have you ever held something very hot just for a moment, and your whole hand remembers it? That is what resentment can be like. The event may be over, but the nervous system keeps the memory, and you may find yourself reliving it, arguing in your head, rehearsing what you should have said, imagining a different ending. I know this pattern. I've learned it is the mind's attempt to create control after a loss of control. If we replay it enough, we think we can make it make sense. If we replay it enough, we think we can protect ourselves, but what we often get is exhaustion. So here is an idea I want to offer you. You do not have to understand everything to release the burden. You do not have to create the perfect explanation. You do not have to reach a holy state of forgiveness. You only need a willingness, just a small willingness, to choose your own well-being. That willingness might sound like this: I am open to releasing 1 ounce of this today. That's all. 1 ounce. Not the whole mountain, just 1 small stone from the pocket. Try saying, I choose a little more peace today. I choose a little more ease today. I choose to soften little by little. And when the mind says, but they don't deserve it, you can answer gently, this is not for them, this is for me, this is not approval, this is freedom. Now take a breath, sweetheart. Let your shoulders drop 1/2 inch, not all the way, just 1/2 inch. Let the jaw unclench slightly, let the tongue rest. And if it helps, whisper the anchor phrase, I release the burden and I return to peace. Again softly, I release the burden and I return to peace. You are not erasing your story. You are choosing your life. Let's take a quiet moment to notice where your body has been bracing, as if it has been on duty for years. The body is honest. It doesn't lie. It carries what the mind tries to ignore. And many people find that resentment has a physical signature, certain places that tighten or ache when the heart is holding old feelings. So I invite you, gentle soul, to do a simple body scan, not to diagnose anything, not to judge, simply to notice. Awareness is love. Close your eyes if that feels safe. If not, soften your gaze. Bring your attention to your forehead. Is it tight? Is it smooth? Just notice. Bring attention to your jaw. Is it clenched? Are your teeth pressing? You don't have to fix it. Just witness. Bring attention to your throat. Does it feel open, or does it feel like it has swallowed words? Bring attention to your chest. Does it feel heavy, fluttery, closed, tender? Bring attention to your belly. Is it tense, hard, protective? Is it holding fear? Bring attention to your shoulders and upper back. Are they lifted, carrying weight? Bring attention to your lower back and hips. Are they bracing? Are they tired? Sweetheart, there is so much intelligence here. Your body has been working for you. Even your tension has been trying to help. It has been trying to keep you ready, keep you guarded, keep you safe. Now I want you to try something very gentle. Imagine your breath is warm sunlight. Yes, like the morning sun slipping through a window. And as you breathe in, that warm light goes to one place that feels tight. You might choose the jaw, or the shoulders, or the belly. Breathe in the warm light. And on the exhale, imagine that place softening a little, the way ice softens at the edge of a thawing river. Not all at once, just a little. This is important. Don't demand the pain to go away. Just offer your body a message of safety. The body responds to safety. I discovered something when I practiced this. The moment I stopped fighting my tension, it stopped fighting me. When I met it with kindness, it began to loosen. And even when it didn't change right away, I felt less afraid of it. That alone brought relief. So let's add words to this breath. Very softly, where you feel the tightness, say, "It's okay, I'm here." Say, "I'm listening." Say, "You don't have to hold it alone." If emotion rises, let it rise like water. Tears are not weakness. Tears are cleansing rain. They water the garden of your healing. And now, sweetheart, whisper again. I release the burden and I return to peace. Let there be a pause here. Let the body absorb it. You are learning a new relationship with yourself, one where you don't abandon your feelings. You stay. Inside you there may be a tender part that hurt, and a strong part that promised never to let that happen again. This is something I want you to understand with great compassion. When we experience something painful, we often develop an inner protector. That protector may show up as resentment. It may say, "Remember what they did." It may say, "Don't trust." It may say, "Stay ready." And beneath that protector, there is often a softer part, an inner child, a tender heart, who simply wanted to be loved, wanted to be safe, wanted to matter. Resentment is not always hatred. Sometimes it is heartbreak that hardened. So what if, instead of trying to crush resentment, we thank it? What if we say, "I know you were trying to help me." That changes everything, because then the protector doesn't have to shout so loudly. I invite you to try a gentle inner conversation. Again, this is not therapy. This is a loving imagination practice. You are simply giving yourself kindness. Place your hand on your heart and say to the protector part inside you, "Thank you for trying to protect me." Pause. Say, "I know you didn't want me to be hurt again." Pause. Say, "You can rest a little now. I'm learning new ways to care for us." Pause. Now speak to the tender part. Maybe you imagine a younger you. Maybe you just feel the softness. Say, "Oh, sweetheart, I'm here." Pause. Say, "You didn't deserve that." Pause. Say, "You are worthy of love and respect." Pause. Can you feel how different that is? This is not forcing forgiveness. This is giving validation to what was real. Resentment often stays because the hurt part never felt acknowledged. When you acknowledge it, the grip can begin to loosen. I've learned that the most powerful healing is not punishment, it is presence. It is choosing to be on your own side. It is choosing to stop attacking yourself for your feelings. Now, there may be a voice that says, "But what about them?" And you can answer with wisdom, "I am working with my inner world. I am reclaiming my peace. They may never understand. They may never apologize. And still, I can free myself." That freedom begins inside you. So here is a simple practice for the next time resentment rises. Step 1, notice. Resentment is here. Step 2, soften, breathe. Step 3, thank the protector. Thank you for trying to help. Step 4, comfort the tender part. I'm here with you. Step 5, choose your return. I release the burden and I return to peace. Try it now, even if you feel silly. Your nervous system understands kindness. And breathe in and out. You are building a new inner home, one with open windows, fresh air, and gentle light. Forgiveness is not a cliff you jump from. It is a path you walk in small, kind steps. People sometimes speak of forgiveness as if it's a switch you flip, But for many hearts, forgiveness unfolds like a season, like a garden. You don't plant a seed and demand a flower the next morning. You tend, you water, you wait, you trust the process. So let's remove the pressure. You do not have to forgive in a way that feels false. You do not have to pretend you're fine. You do not have to spiritualize your pain and call it love before you're ready. Instead, you can practice what I call micro-release. Little releases, tiny openings, small softening moments that teach your body it can let go without danger. Micro-release might be this simple. I am willing to release one layer, or I am willing to loosen my grip for 5 minutes, or I am willing to stop replaying this tonight. That is forgiveness in its earliest form, willingness. And sometimes the deepest resentment isn't toward another person. Sometimes it's toward life. Why did this happen? Or toward the past. Why didn't I know? Or toward yourself. Why did I allow it? Sweetheart, I want you to hear me. Self-resentment is such a heavy load. It's like dragging a suitcase filled with stones. Stones you collected one by one from old regrets. Many people believe they must punish themselves to prove they learned, but punishment does not heal. Love heals. Learning can happen with kindness. So if you are holding resentment toward yourself, try this. Say, I did the best I could with what I knew then. Pause. Say, I forgive myself for being human. Pause. Say, I choose to learn and I choose to be gentle. Pause. I know these words can feel hard at first. If they feel too big, soften them. You can say, I am open to forgiving myself, or I am considering being kinder. That counts. That is movement. That is healing. Now, for resentment toward another, you might try a practice of releasing the energetic cord, not cutting yourself off from healthy boundaries, but loosening the emotional tie that keeps you stuck. Imagine that resentment is like a rope pulling your attention back to the past. You don't have to yank it. You simply loosen your hands. With every exhale, loosen your hands and say, I release you from my body. Not from accountability, not from consequences, just from your body. I release you from my shoulders. I release you from my jaw. I release you from my belly. You may notice resistance. That's okay. Resistance is just fear trying to protect you. Thank it and keep breathing. And return to the anchor phrase, I release the burden and I return to peace. Again, I release the burden and I return to peace. Let the words be like gentle rain. They don't force the soil. They soften it. Now I want to share a simple daily practice that helps the heart soften and the body feel safer. This is a practice you can do in the morning, in the evening, or in the middle of a difficult moment. It is not complicated, it is not dramatic, it is steady, and over time, steady practices can create powerful change. Here is the practice. I call it breath, blessing, and return. First, breath, take 3 slow breaths in and out. With each exhale, allow your shoulders to drop, not to perfection, just to possibility. Second, blessing. Now this might surprise you, but the blessing is not for the person who hurt you. The blessing is for you. It is a blessing of release, a blessing of loosening, a blessing of life moving through you again. Say, I bless my heart with compassion. Say, I bless my body with ease. Say, I bless my mind with new thoughts. Then, if and only if you feel ready, you can add, I release you to your path and I return to mine. Notice how that feels. If it feels too big, leave it out. We are not forcing anything here. Third, return. This is where you come back to yourself. You stop traveling into the past. You stop rehearsing. You return to the present moment, where your life is actually happening. You might place your hand on your chest and say, I am here now. I am safe enough in this moment. I can choose one loving thought. And then, sweetheart, you speak the anchor phrase, I release the burden and I return to peace. Now I want to give you a set of affirmations that you can weave into your day, not as magic spells, but as new directions for your mind. Thoughts are like pathways in a forest. The more you walk them, the clearer they become. Try these. I choose to let go gently. I allow my body to soften. I am willing to be free. I deserve to feel at peace. Say them slowly, feel them land. And here's a very practical way to use them in real life. When you notice yourself replaying a story, do not scold yourself. Simply say, oh, I'm walking that old path again. Then pause, take one breath, and choose a new sentence. I am learning to return to peace. This is how you retrain the mind, not with punishment, with repetition and love. I've learned that the mind is like a child. If you scream at it, it gets frightened. If you guide it kindly, it follows. So guide yourself kindly, every day, every time, and pause. Let that settle. When life presses a sore spot, when a memory returns, when someone triggers you, you can meet yourself differently. This is where the practice becomes real. Because it's easy to feel peaceful when nothing is happening. But healing shows itself when the old button gets pushed and you respond with more tenderness than before. Have you ever noticed how quickly resentment can flare? One comment, one look, one reminder, and suddenly you feel the old heat in your chest, the tightness in your throat, the clenching in your stomach. In that moment, your body is not being dramatic. It is being protective. So here is what you can do when you're triggered. First, name it softly. I'm activated. Not, I'm crazy. Not, I'm weak. Just, I'm activated. Second, give your body a signal of safety. Exhale longer than you inhale. In and out a little slower. That long exhale tells your nervous system, we can come down now. Third, choose your boundary if needed. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is step away. Sometimes you need to say, I'm not available for this conversation. Sometimes you need to protect your space. That is not resentment. That is self-respect. Fourth, return to your inner language. This is the secret place where your power lives. Say, I am on my own side. Say, I can feel this and still be safe. Say, I release the burden and I return to peace. Now, sweetheart, let me speak to something very tender. Some resentments are deep because they came with grief. Maybe you lost a relationship you wanted. Maybe you lost trust. Maybe you lost time. And the resentment is tangled with sadness. If sadness comes, allow it. Sadness is the heart's way of cleansing. It is not failure. It is honesty. Let it move through like a river that is finally thawing. And if you feel anger, allow that too, without letting it drive your choices. Anger can be information. It can point to what matters to you. It can show where your boundaries were crossed. You can honor it without living inside it. This is maturity. This is love. I've learned that the goal is not to become someone who never feels hurt. The goal is to become someone who doesn't abandon themselves when hurt appears. You stay, you breathe, you choose a kinder thought, you take the next right step. So the next time resentment rises, try this one sentence. This feeling is asking for love. And then ask yourself, what would love do for me right now? Maybe love would rest. Maybe love would speak gently. Maybe love would walk away. Maybe love would put a hand on the heart and whisper, I'm here. This is how your body begins to trust you. This is how the bracing softens. This is how the garden soil becomes workable again, rock by rock with patience. And now, dear one, take one more breath with me, in and out. Let your face soften. Let the shoulders drop. You are doing beautiful work. As we begin to close, I want to gather all of this into a simple truth you can carry with you. Resentment may have been a survival strategy. It may have been your protector. It may have been the way you kept your dignity when something felt unfair. And still, sweetheart, you do not have to keep paying for the past with your present body. You can honor what happened and still choose peace. You can remember and still soften. You can keep your boundaries and still release the burden. That is not weakness. That is strength. That is self-love. Many people find that as they practice compassion, real compassion, the kind that includes the body, their nervous system settles, their breath deepens, their muscles soften, their inner world feels less like a battlefield and more like a home. And when the inner world changes, life begins to feel different. Not always instantly, not always perfectly, but steadily, truly. So let's do one final practice together. Just a moment. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe in and say, I choose to be kind to myself. Breathe out and say, I release what I no longer need. Breathe in and say, I allow my body to soften. Breathe out and say, I let go gently. Breathe in and say, I am safe enough in this moment. Breathe out and say, I return to peace. And now, sweetheart, speak the anchor phrase slowly, like a blessing. I release the burden and I return to peace. Again, I release the burden and I return to peace. One more time, with tenderness, I release the burden and I return to peace. Now imagine your body receiving those words the way dry earth receives rain, quietly, gratefully, slowly. And if you only remember one thing from this time together, remember this. You do not have to heal by force. You heal by love. You heal by presence. You heal by the small choices you make again and again. You are worthy of relief. You are worthy of gentleness. You are worthy of a life that feels lighter inside your own skin. So go gently today. Be kind to your heart. Be kind to your body. And when the old story tries to pull you back, pause, breathe, and choose your return. I am with you, dear one. Life is with you, and peace is possible, one soft breath at a time.